In that dark drawer, you keep things that have been waiting to be used for years. A bent charging cable for a device you've long forgotten. A rusty screw used exactly once. Dead electronic parts that have reached the end of their lifespan. Whenever you want to organize your room or your house, this is the first place you look. With both the chaos of that drawer and the suffocating feeling of having no space for anything new, the moment you pick one of them up to throw it away, a silent but incredibly powerful command echoes in the depths of your mind. Stop. You might need it someday. In that moment of hesitation, feeling messy or disorganized is perfectly normal. But what you're up against isn't a simple clutter problem. It's an error code triggered by a flawlessly functioning 200,000-year-old survival system crashing into the abundance of the modern world. We are living in the greatest era of abundance in history. We can access almost any item we need with a single click, within hours. Today, the average modern home houses roughly 300,000 items. In the United States alone, people pour $40 billion every year into the personal storage industry, just to hold on to these objects they can't fit into their homes but can't bear to throw away. So, why does getting rid of a worthless object, throwing it in the trash, turn into biological stress? To find the answer, we need to go back to where our biological software was first programmed, the African savanna. Roughly 200,000 years ago, finding a workable tool in the wild was an incredibly rare stroke of luck. A sharp piece of stone, a sturdy piece of wood, or a crafted animal hide. Back then, these weren't ordinary items you could just grab off a supermarket shelf. They were your only guarantee of surviving the next winter. Because possessing that object could keep you alive against any threat, or make it easier to reach a desired reward. So for the primitive mind, throwing away an acquired material, thinking, "I'll just find a new one anyway," meant gambling with death. That is why evolution hardwired an unerasable security protocol into the most primitive layers of your brain. Never throw away anything you find that might be useful. Your life could depend on it. In psychology, this is actually called the endowment effect. The human brain perceives the value of an object far beyond its rational market value, simply because you own it. Because to your archaic brain, losing something isn't a simple waste. It means never finding it again, which means stepping one step closer to death. That fleeting anxiety you feel in your chest when throwing away that old cable you never use is just a faint echo of this 200,000-year-old fear of death. And if you think you only experience this fear in the physical world, you're wrong. The thousands of screenshots in your phone's gallery that you will never look at again. The dozens of browser tabs you haven't been able to bring yourself to close for days. The dozens of posts you saved, telling yourself, "I'll read them later." All of these are the result of the exact same fear. We exhibit the exact same hoarding behavior in the digital world, because your brain codes that abstract information on the screen, just like that rare, vital piece of stone it found on the savannah. If I close this tab, what if I can never access this information again? What if this information changes my entire life? In the boundless data ocean of the internet, our minds are still waiting for that great winter when everything will suddenly run out. This fear is simply a digital carbon copy of the fear inside your cable drawer, which means not being able to throw away old things or close those browser tabs isn't a willpower issue. It's a 200,000-year-old bug. Your brain views its refusal to trust perfectly functioning global supply chains or the infinite memory of search engines as a massive step taken for the sake of survival. You're not a hoarder. You're simply a primitive mind, continuing to stockpile spearheads for the harsh winter ahead.